I know, I'm back. It's week 8. It's Nathbet.com. How's it going? I hope you are all very, very well. Seems like an eternity, 2 weeks with the international break, but we're back and we're going to win you plenty of money indeed. Little recap on week 7. I said it was a difficult one to predict, and so it proved. We got pretty much 45 to 50% of our predictions correct. Unfortunately, that did not get the double, the treble, or the fourfold in. But if you see the pattern that's developing on our past results, you know that this one is the week to bet. This is the one where we're going to make some profits, and I really think that we've got some strong contenders this week. Before I give my daily double out, or my safe double this week, I want to just give you £10 free. That's correct, £10 absolutely free. I like to say it's my money, but it's not. It's Betfred's money. If you have not got a Betfred account, click on the icon on Nathbet. You do not need to navigate away from the page because they have got a fantastic offer to first-time users. Put your name, put your details, put your address, log on, register with Betfred. They will give you £10 absolutely free to use straight away on these bets this week. If you haven't, there's plenty more other offers if you've already got an account with Betfred, but if you haven't, please just do that. It's £10, it's free money, doesn't grow on trees, but it does with Betfred this week, so do that straight away. Okay, on to the double. First of all, a team that's done us very, very proud over the last few weeks. We're sticking with them this week. I think it's a really good matchup for them, and that's Paolo Di Canio and Swindon Town. Now, Swindon play this week at home to Scunthorpe. Swindon are in really good form. They've won 5 games out of the last 7. They've only lost 1 in 8. And I think that they drew actually last week 2-2 at Coventry, but they're always full of goals, and I think that this week is a really good match at Scunthorpe, who don't travel well. They're in the relegation zone. They're going to be there most weeks this season, if not all of them. I don't think that they're going to survive this year. They've got 9 points from 11 games. They've only won 1 out of their last 8, and to go to Swindon and get a result, I think is a bit of a big ask. We take Swindon. They're available at 8 to 11, the first bet. The second one is actually, even though it's a safe double, it's the biggest price of the week, is Blackpool. And Blackpool travel to Burnley. Burnley, Eddie Howe's left them. It didn't really work out for Eddie Howe at Burnley. He's gone straight back to Bournemouth, where he made his name. That means that they've had no manager for a couple of weeks. Owen Coyle's been talked about to go back there, but it's a little bit of disarray at the moment there. They've lost Jay Rodriguez from the start, and they look like they've really missed him. Although we've backed them a couple of times this season, I don't think they're going to get a result, even though they're at home. It's the Sky Live game, the late game on Saturday at home to Blackpool. Blackpool, I fancy to get an away win here. They really cost us last time out. They had a really surprising 2-0 loss at home to Charlton, but Ian Holloway will not have taken that lightly. He will have had his boys in for double, treble, quadruple sessions over the last 2 weeks, and I fully expect them to go to a Burnley side who are maybe lost, looking for a little bit of direction that's not there at the moment, and I think 6 to 4 is a really good price. I was going to put them in the treble or the fourfold this week, but we're going to put them in the double, spice the double up a bit this week. So that's Blackpool at 6 to 4 and Swindon at 8 to 11, which gives us a 3.3, 3.4 to 1 double, and that is with Coral and Bet365. Remember, use that money. You can also put it, the odds I think is about 3.1 on Betfred. Use that £10, stick it on that. Okay, on to the treble, and we take one of my favourite teams in League 2 this year, Fleetwood Town. I like a team that are strong at home, that are full of goals, especially when I think they're a good price, and that's what they are this week against probably one of the weakest sides in the whole of the Football League. They're at home to AFC Wimbledon, who really struggle at the back. They concede plenty of goals. They're near the bottom of the table, and I think that a trip to, well, anywhere at the moment for Fleetwood, but especially for AFC Wimbledon, but for a team like Fleetwood to go there and get a result is a huge task. I don't think I'm going to do it. Fleetwood I would have priced at probably 3 to 1 on for this game, maybe 2 to 5. They're 8 to 13, which is not a bad price indeed, and we're definitely taking them at 8 to 13, along with 2 other teams in the treble. First, Manchester City. Now, lots been made of Manchester City, whether they're going to retain the Premier League title. It's not going to be easy. They've got some volatile players in that lineups. But Sami Nasri didn't play over the international break because he's still suspended for France. He's going to be back with a vengeance. Okay, David Silva looks like he might not play. And West Brom going to the Hawthorns, always a difficult place to go, but sometimes you just pick quality. And that's what I'm going to go with, because Manchester City are full of quality right the way through the side, and they're available at 8-11. So we take them 8-11. I just think they're too good, like Manchester United proved the other week at Newcastle. I was a bit wary because I thought Newcastle was maybe a difficult place to go, but sometimes you've just got to back the quality. I should have done that last week. I'm going to do that this week. Manchester City to go to West Brom and win comfortably actually, at 8-11. Third bet of the treble is West Ham United. Now I wanted to wait to do the betting this week because I wanted to see how many minutes Andy Carroll played for England when he was on international duty. He didn't play yesterday at Poland. I thought that if he did play, I wouldn't have picked West Ham this week, but he didn't. He didn't come off the bench. He played 16, 17 minutes of the San Marino game last week. That's not going to do him any harm whatsoever. In fact, that, along with plenty of physiotherapy with his injury and his hamstring injury that he's been in trouble with, he'll be ready to go. And I think that a home game against Southampton is a good bet. West Ham 10-11, nearly even money. You know what Southampton have been like this season. They've struggled massively. Okay, at home maybe they're a little bit harder to play, but away they're definitely still trying to find their feet. West Ham at 10-11, they're definitely the best team out of the promoted teams, the one most likely to stay up in the Premier League. If they're going to do that, they need to win games like this, and that's what I think they're going to do. West Ham 10-11. So just to recap on the treble, Fleetwood 8-13, Manchester City 8-11, and West Ham 10-11, which gives us a 4.2-1 treble with Coral. Okay, on to the fourfold. I hope you put that Betfred £10. I hope you claim that, by the way. I hope you've done it already. If you haven't, get on. The fourfold. Okay, Bolton. First of all, we take Bolton. They are at home to Bristol City. Now, Bolton manager as well. Owen Coyle got sacked last week. They haven't got someone to come in yet. There's been talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think, and a couple of other people. However, the two men in charge at the moment, the caretaker bosses, if you like, Sammy Lee and Jimmy Phillips, both vying for the role. Both will quite fancy the managerial spot themselves, I think. And they will see this game to try to show to Phil Gartside, to the Bolton fans that they can do the job, and that if they're going to do it, they need to beat Bristol City basically at home. Bolton are available at 8-11. Even though Bristol City are above them in the table, I think that Bolton should still, with a bit of a run, with the players they've got, be pushing towards the playoffs come the end of the season. And we take them in the fourfold at 8-11. Along with Swindon, who we've already tipped, they're 8-11. The third team, Fulham, at 5-6. Now, Fulham are a funny side. They entertain Aston Villa at Craven Cottage, and I just think that at home, Fulham are so strong. Aston Villa, definitely a difficult side to predict, and you don't know what you're going to get with them. However, as long as Paul Lambert is leaving Darren Bent on the bench, I think it's going to cost them. I don't think he's going to bring him back into the starting lineup for this week. And on the other flip of the coin, you've got Dimitar Berbatov, who's probably one of the most threatening strikers in the Premier League. I was reading a couple of articles about him this week saying that the games that he's played, that he's a constant threat, rather with assists, with goals, with his forward movement. I just think him at home, leading the line at Craven Cottage against Aston Villa, with them priced at 5-6, nearly even money, is a no-brainer. So we're going to take them. We're going to take Bolton, along with Fulham, along with Swindon, and I know it will delight a few of my friends who are avid supporters, but for the first time this season at Nathbet, we are tipping Hull City to win. Now, Hull City have got a home game with Ipswich, and they are even money, which I think is a really nice price for Steve Bruce's side. They had a couple of really poor results at home recently, losing to Blackpool, which I guess is no disgrace. Blackpool are a good side. We're back them, like I said earlier on, to win away this week. They lost to Peterborough as well, who were bottom of the table. That was a bit of a crazy one. However, they've recovered since. They've gone to Sheffield Wednesday. They've got a good win away from that in a Yorkshire derby. And they have had good results at home earlier on this season. You know, they've beaten the likes of Burnley, the likes of Bolton, and I think they will be too much for an Ipswich side, so won't fancy the trip to East Yorkshire. They're in the relegation zone, they're really struggling, and I think that this could be a really good home win for Hull City. They're available, like I said, at even money. So the fourfold, Bolton, Fulham, Swindon and Hull City, gives us a 9.56-1 fourfold with Coral and Bet Victor. The recommendations this week, I'm going to stick to what we said last week because we had a bit of a losing week last week, so I'm not going to go crazy. 2 points for the double, 1 point for the treble, and half a point for the fourfold. Like most weeks, that's what we're going to do until we start making some really big profits, like we did a couple of weeks ago when we bet a little bit bigger. But 2 points, 1 point, and half a point. Get your money on. Use that Betfred free £10, and we will see you next week for a spooktacular edition Halloween special at Nathbet. Get ready, you might see some surprises. All right, guys, have a good one. Win some money. See you later. Bye bye.